one big experience that it captivated my wonder for the ocean was one of the first dives that I did in Mexico. I remember I was underwater hearing this weird clacking, and I was unsure what was it. And then when I went back into the boat, I asked the captain, and he told me, "Oh, that's a whale." And then like 15 seconds later, there was this humpback whale just breaching in front of our boat, and it was just like mesmerizing. It was incredible.
Starting off, when I was just a little kid, my parents would drive us to Dillon Beach, which is just north of Point Reyes, and we would be out there for hours and hours and hours, not on the beach, but like in the tide pools, on the rocks, just crawling around and trying to ID, catch every little thing we could, all the little crabs and eels.
Coming to Mexico, diving in this kelp forest and actually seeing all of those stories of great life and biodiversity, but then there was a heat wave that really impacted them and was kind of devastating. So since then I've been trying to find solutions to protect the ocean, but also to adapt to these changes due to climate change.
I grew up surfing and snorkeling and kind of on the water. That kind of inspired me later to take a diving course, and after that I really fell in love with diving. I actually moved down to the Caribbean and worked as a dive master in Honduras for a while, and then became an instructor, and I've been ever since then on the water.
One thing that brings me a lot of wonder are the organisms in the ocean. So one of my favorite organisms, it's the nudibranch, and they're these colorful, beautiful, teeny tiny sea slugs in the ocean. There's one group of them that has the capacity to take stinging cells from other organisms. So they take that very delicate stinging cell, make very careful not to set it off and hurt themselves, and then they incorporate it into their own body in their own defense. And it really just reminds me that you don't have to go very far to find wonder. You just have to look closely and ask questions, and it's always there.
The most amazing thing to me about the ocean is, of course, the life within it. From the huge whales who swim by, a mother and her calf that they go by and they look you right in the eye, like, okay, we're part of the same world. To the tiniest little shrimp living among corals down there, living its life with such intensity and purpose that it's just a fascinating thing to watch. All that is connected together, and it's connected to us. And that's the wonderful part about the ocean, its connection to us.